She lives in Liberty Village, and one of the key things that she cares about is making sure that her food doesn't go to waste. Our next persona is Sidra Singh. She's 23 years old. She's also a young professional. She lives in Liberty Village, and she's also environmentally friendly, but she wants to utilize resources that are available. So people who are sharing it, she wants to be the one to so she can save up on her money. Those are our two personas.
So a major problem is that a majority of food is being wasted every single year. Over 60 billion tons of food are being wasted. 60 million tons of food are being wasted, which equates to about $160 billion worth of food a year. Foodie is actually a nonprofit organization that is a solution to that, which provides SmartSharing Fridges where people can share food through an app and social networking. But if you have for example, if you have a surplus of apples, Foodie allows you to put your apples into a smart fridge, and that smart fridge has facial recognition, smart locks, and if you would like to eat that surplus of food, then you can enjoy that apple. It's a great solution, but there's a lot of problems. The first problem is trust. Can you trust the people dropping off the food? How are you accountable for that? The second problem is if it's economically feasible or not. Where are these fridges going to be placed? Who will pay for these fridges? And the third problem is, how can we make this idea to be socially supported? Currently on Indiegogo, the campaign is only backed by 5 people, and they only have $400 of their $50,000 goal, or $500,000 goal. So now we are going to talk about the solution to this.
So we are obviously here trying to help Foodie. We have recognized their problems, and we have decided that we want to create an application that facilitates the sharing of surplus food between like-minded individuals. So in order to tackle the first problem of trust, for example, people don't like sharing food, bodily fluids, for example, etc. We decided that we would create foodie families. So someone that you already know, that you already have an established trust-based relationship with, and you can basically follow their fridge, and they can follow your fridge, and it basically tracks your kind of food habits, what you're eating, what's left over, and then you can plug into each other's fridges accordingly. So if I wanted some food, then I could tap into someone in my foodie family, etc.
So now we're going to move on to the demo, just for the sake of time. So we decided to create a mock-up in order to show you how this app would be implemented in the real world. So here we come to the login screen. Assuming we already made an account, we're going to log in. Here we see the fridges near you, some popular food, some perks, because you need incentives in order to actually put the food in the fridge. And you can also take pictures of the food and recipes that you created with the food in the smart fridges and upload them on social media in order to be a foodie star. So going to see the fridges near you.
So this is the maps page. Here you can see all the foodie fridges that are located near your area. And if you click on any one of the fridges on the maps, then you're brought to the inventory page. And here you can see all the food items that are in the fridge that you selected, as well as how full the fridge currently is. And
also the expiry date.
Yes, and they also contain the expiry date. So if you click on any one of the food items, you're brought to a recipes page with recommended recipes along with the other items in the fridge that are about to expire. And this will help reduce food waste by giving people a chance to rethink about what they're going to do with expired food before throwing them out.
And then going back to our dashboard again, we mentioned incentives, so we want to gamify the process of putting food in the fridges because we know that there will be a lot of demand for food. We also need to take into consideration the supply of the food in the fridges. So we have decided to assign different points to the types of food that you put in the fridges. So let's say in the summer there's a particular need for fruits because everyone wants to eat fruits in the summertime. So stuff
Oh, it's back to you now. Right. Back to what I was saying. So we also wanted to create advertising space on each of the food fridges to create a source of income for foodie. And finally, we wanted to create these social media campaigns as well. In terms of the application, we want to begin with friends to friends because that's where we see trust-based relationships. Then we want to move on to neighbourhoods to neighbourhoods and eventually food distributors to communities and low-income groups. But we thought it was really important to begin with friends to friends because that's where the trust is, which is obviously a major obstacle for foodie at this point.
And if you ever heard of Buttons Trading, it's an online social trading platform. And there's over 50,000 users in the GTA alone. So we decided, Shivani had the great idea of taking a step back and rather coming up with a solution for foodie, we create a solution by implementing a solution that can be created to kind of have like a social media or a social backing of this great idea of foodie. So we wanted to maybe start in schools, but our mentor Lindsay recommended that we focus on a subset of people first and build capacity. So we decided to focus on a millennial because they're the ones who are using social media and they're the people who can help fund and get the idea of foodie started. And we also discovered lots of problems when we were iterating. So for example, like who's gonna clean the fridge, what happens with food safety, where are these fridges going to be placed? They have an open fridge concept, but why not incorporate a locker system where people can drop off their food into lockers and that way people are accountable for what they put in. So rather than taking a step forward, we decided to take a step back and tackle the problem from another angle. Why not begin with users who have the tools to implement the solutions to help develop a societal viewpoint that will help build foodie. So in conclusion, the solution isn't easy, but if we start from the ground up and build the solution into an already working system where there's a way to implement sustainable, environmentally friendly solutions to close the gap on the food waste problem. Thank you.
Amazing.